These are 20 things you didn't know about NBA players. And at number 20, LaMelo Ball is the craziest driver in the NBA. LaMelo's been pulling up in Lambos since he was a teenager, and his cars only got crazier since. That's why fans can't wait to see him pull up.
We finna see LaMelo Ball.
But LaMelo's always speeding, running red lights, almost causing car accidents, and the one time fans saw him on the freeway, he raced them. LaMelo just can't live without driving reckless. But at number 19, what Stephen Curry can't live without, has me thinking he's the horniest player in the NBA.
Which could you not live without for 1 month? Sex, coffee, your phone, or weed? Babe, what could you not live without for 1 month?
Sex, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, I was just making sure we're on the same page now. 10 years in, we better be on the same page.
Here's to that.
Just look at Curry, man. Hitting threes on the court and in the bedroom. But Curry is Curry. At number 18, Kyrie Irving is secretly an old man?
Transformation is complete.
Push it. Push it, old man. Watch your back.
Damn, Kyrie can get buckets on anybody. But something he can't get is number 17. Cause LeBron James has just received something nobody else in the world owns. It all started the night that he was about to set one of the most legendary records of all time.
The end of the third quarter. LeBron James, a shot at history. LeBron stands alone.
And obviously becoming the all-time leading scorer cemented him in NBA history. But the Lakers wanted LeBron's accomplishment to be gold and diamond. So they hit up Eliante Jewelers to design a masterpiece that made headlines everywhere. This chain and pennant represents LeBron's record, combined with his logos, jersey numbers, and all of his career's biggest milestones. So of course LeBron flexed that he had the best net game in the NBA. And with a chain like that, maybe he should rap. Or get rap lessons from number 16. Cause Aaron Gordon's the only NBA player to drop a diss track to the NBA? What started off as him throwing down dunks you only see in video games led to one of the harshest judges in the world, Dwayne Wade, feeling like those dunks weren't good enough and gave him a 9. It caused Aaron to lose the contest unfairly, so he retired from the competition forever. And because he was so salty about that 9 out of 10, that's what he named his diss track.
Looking at your judgment and everyone's wondering. Even Adam Silver told me I deserve the gold. Didn't get the trophy, but I got something to hold. These forgive me, bro, I won't sell my soul. Big chillin', paint me as a villain. I jumped over the biggest dude in the building. God willing, the best and I still am. Your judgment gives me no fulfillment.
Wow, Aaron killed him. But at number 15, James Harden almost never existed.
What nickname, James, did your mom give you when you were born?
She didn't give me a nickname.
Lucky.
She called you Lucky because between her last child being born,
My sister.
and you being born, do you know what happened?
No.
She had a series of miscarriages.
I never knew that. Munya Willis is just a strong-minded human being, and I think that's where I got it from.
Man, Harden didn't even know the story himself until that interview. Luckily, everything was okay, and baby Harden turned out to be one of the happiest kids I've ever seen. But at number 14, Trae Young's baby picture made him one of the most viral kids I've ever seen. Before a playoff game against the 76ers, a company said they'd donate 2,000 diapers for every single point he scored. And dude dropped 34 points, meaning they had to give out a ridiculous 68,000 diapers, so of course it went viral.
The diaper company called Hello Bello donated diapers to Atlanta area babies during Game 6 of the last series. That's 2,000 diapers for every point that Trae Young scored.
That's a shit ton of boxes. And cause the world hadn't really seen his baby pics before, everybody was talking about it until Trae even called himself Trae Younger. But the craziest part is, Trae's hair is what the people cared most about.
I like Trae Young, but his hair looks like a lollipop that got dropped on the carpet.
What flavor lollipop? Maybe delicious.
Damn, Trey really has the worst jokes I've ever heard. But at number 13, Anthony Edwards stars in the best movies I've ever seen. Recently, he was a main character in one of the biggest movies in Netflix history, Hustle.
Look, she likes me.
The movie became such a success, Edwards began spending all of his time outside of basketball filming even more movies.
It's dangerous.
Danger's my middle name. I lied. My middle name is Jamal. We should have never left the ship.
Now, at least he is figuring out safe ways to live life. Cause at number 12, what Karl Anthony Towns did almost got him killed.
I had 5% of chance of making it out alive.
He was just driving down the street thinking life was good, when out of nowhere, he was struck by a semi-truck and both vehicles were completely totaled.
As that semi hit, I mean, you saw your life kind of flash before your eyes there?
Nah, it happened too quick. I didn't know what the hell hit me, so I was kind of like confused. But the car in front of us stopped, and we stopped, and I looked at our trainer, Kurt, looked at him and complained about the car in front of us stopping so hard, and he was saying how the truck is not slowing down behind us. The next thing you know, we got hit. It happened so quick. So, I'm just glad everyone's safe in the accidents. Obviously, like I said, it could have been much worse. And in all honesty, probably should not have made it out like I did, but glad I did.
Damn. Towns surviving a car accident and being able to joke about it right after? That's crazy. But not as crazy as the training routines Jamal Murray went through just to make the NBA at number 11.
Those days at the court started very early. It always turned into a practice. The weather's gonna be there, you just put some gloves on. It wasn't work to me.
Push-ups, gymming on the ice, working on your balance. Some days we just go and take shots, and if you miss a shot, you gotta run hill. So you do 100 meters basically up the hill, come back down, take the shot to create that mental focus.
This all sounds very involved. It's like a Navy SEAL training course.
Yeah, but fun.
Do you remember when the hot tea came up for the first time?
I had an idea. You talked about it all the time. You're trying to hold it together for as long as you can. Just getting through that pain.
How many doubters were there?
I mean, everybody. Everybody, other than him.
And Jamal didn't care how many doubters he had. All he ever focused on was June 23rd, 2016, draft night.
With the 7th pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select Jamal Murray from Kitchener, Canada, and the University of Kentucky.
Damn, man. If only my dad did that for me, maybe I would have been the next pick.
With the 8th pick, HoopFlix from the University of Washington.
But now that we're getting into the top 10 things you didn't know about NBA players, let's take things to a new level where one player gave up basketball to drive tanks? This is Lauri Markkanen, and he might seem like an innocent white boy, but he's actually a murderer. So Lauri's country's military needed him. Besides, where he grew up in Finland, it's actually a mandatory law that all men serve in the military anyways, and they forced him off the court into the field.
You do have a 6-month commitment overall before the age of 30 to serve in the Finnish army. So what are you doing on a day-to-day basis?
Days are pretty long. We wake up early and go for probably 10, 12 hours straight, but it's been fun getting to know a lot of new guys and making some new friends, and you have to go through it together. So it's actually been pretty good.
Damn, they really made dude give up basketball and cut his afro? Well, Lauri could handle it, but not even joining the military could prepare Giannis for number 9, where he got into the craziest beef in NBA history. After Giannis had a horrible shooting night, going 4 of 15 from the free throw line and cost his team the game, he decided to stay after practice in his opponent's arena, but some people didn't like that.
Let him shoot! Get this! Yo! Oh!
Now, even though Giannis manhandled that ladder and got to practice for a bit longer, the ladder came back for revenge in one of the craziest memes in NBA history.
Oh, that's going to be a flagrant, and I think that might be a flagrant too.
It's not a basketball play.
That is not. Wow.
On review, a flagrant foul warranty what has been assessed.
Damn, That latter got hella emotional. But the most emotional story in today's NBA is number 8. Because what happened to John Wall almost made him kill himself. Wall came into the NBA as a number 1 pick and instantly turned himself into a superstar. That's why he single-handedly carried the Wizards to the playoffs and even hit game-winning shots.
It's Bradley for 3. John Wall!
Nobody ever saw a player like Wall, but as soon as Wall reached the prime of his career, everything came crashing down. For years, he kept falling victim to one injury after another, till eventually, Wall suffered his worst one yet.
John Wall, already out for the rest of this season because of his injured heel, now needs surgery for a ruptured Achilles.
This is a major injury for a player like this.
He loves the sport, he loves playing, you can see that in his game. This is just heartbreaking. I mean, no matter how you feel about the Washington Wizards, no matter how you feel about John, this is just terrible
This is a
to happen.
career-changing injury because everything about John Wall is predicated on his speed.
Yep.
And after that announcement, Wall was sidelined for over a year. But it wasn't just the injuries that began making it the most emotional time of his life. Wall was dealing with all the closest people to him, like his best friend, mom, and grandma, passing away.
She really touched your heart, didn't she?
At the same time, he was never able to recover and be the player he once was. So eventually the city he gave everything to traded him to the Rockets, literally the worst team in the league. And that made Wall want to end his life.
If it weren't for my kids, I wouldn't be here. Like I said before, you're in a dark place. Like, people don't know I had torn my Achilles, I had 4 infections, I almost had to cut my foot off. And my career's about to be over. My mom diagnosed with breast cancer, and then she passed. Then I get traded. Then my grandma died a year later. Then I'm not playing basketball, you know what I mean? I'm in a bad spot. And I'm like what the fuck is going on? Like, why all this got to happen to me? Like, I go from the second best player in the East to then everything's going, you know what I mean? To like basically rock bottom. Like, I mean, that's when I asked for help. I went and got a therapist and I'm like, yo, I need help.
Yeah.
That's the problem with us as African-American men is like, we grow up with really no father figure a lot of times. And we feel like we don't need help. We the man in the house, like we can figure shit out on our own.
Yeah.
Until I realized like, you was not about to be here no more. Like, you do need help.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't mind speaking out and helping other people out. A lot of people write me all the time like, yo, you be saving a lot of people's lives. I'm like, I'm just being myself, just being genuine and being real.
So obviously with a star player talking like that, the story made its way everywhere. And it just shows that you never really know what someone's going through behind the scenes. Well, actually, at number 7, I know exactly what Kevin Durant does, and it used to be illegal. The man almost got exposed by TMZ before.
Uh-oh, dropping the weed.
And after that, he started doing some suspicious handshakes with his teammates. The clues have been adding up for a while, so eventually, KD came out about his secret.
To me, it clears the distractions out your brain a little bit, settles you down. It's like having a glass of wine.
Yeah. So did you smoke today?
I'm actually high right now.
All right, KD, I see you. With that lifetime Nike deal, I already know you rich enough to throw in sometime. But nothing KD puts in his mouth could have him acting like number 6, where DeAaron Fox did things so crazy, the NBA invented a brand new award for him. DeAaron recently became one of the clutchest players in NBA history with plays like these.
Fox to Fox from midcourt. Got it! DeAaron Fox!
Ooh, crossover. Fox goes, hangs, and scores!
So yeah, DeAaron's resume spoke to the NBA in a way that made them announce something special.
The NBA has a brand new award this season.
The Kia 2023 Clutch Player of the Year award goes to DeAaron Fox from the Sacramento Kings.
You gotta be proud of DeAaron, man. But you also gotta be proud of Devin Booker, cause at number 5, he did something unreal to honor Kobe. These two were more than competitors. They were brothers. So after Kobe's passing, no player was more devastated than Book. Not only was he getting emotional at games and during interviews, all because of the last moment they shared together, Book made sure Kobe followed him everywhere he goes.
We had a short conversation on the court, and then he left me with, meet me in the back. And that's when he signed the shoes to me. One shoe said, "To the young one," and the next one was, "To Book, be legendary." I got "Be Legendary" tatted on my arm. That's something that Kobe left me with. that still keeps me motivated and will always keep me going.
Wow, respect to Book for keeping it real. But at number 4, Russell Westbrook spent over 3 decades lying to the world. Fans got suspicious when they noticed him signing autographs with his left hand. Then, when he was spotted wearing a watch that's specifically designed for left-handed people, things didn't get weird though, till Westbrook was in an interview where a reporter mentioned how he shoots with his right hand but writes with his left hand, and Westbrook demanded they don't put that in their article. So, I guess he's just trying to have people not be able to stop him from making plays like these.
Brought it right back up. Here goes Russ with the left hand. Russell Westbrook, left hand.
I don't know, I mean, Westbrook's always doing things that don't make sense. He's a grown man who wears dresses.
Bro, if you put on a dress, you a bitch.
But at number 3, what Damian Lillard did made the NBA force him to get drug tested. See, the NBA doesn't like it when players do things that even Michael Jordan couldn't do. But Dame was willing to do whatever it took to win games. Cause after all, he plays in Portland, and they are ass. So he started dropping 40-point games on a nightly basis, which led him to surpass one of MJ's craziest records. But Dame stayed hungry till February 26th, 2023, the night he pulled off one of the craziest games in NBA history.
Fakes, hangs, finds Dame, step back 3, powered it up and in. And a burst into the lane, flushed him with a right hand. High dribble, into the lane, running right-hander up and in, Damian Lillard. With that runner, 71 points, a career high.
Hold up, 71 points. This was one of the most legendary performances in NBA history, and even had Dame recreating one of the most iconic pictures of all time. At least we know Dame's really happened though. But the NBA felt there was no way a human being could be going this off and forced him to get drug tested.
I mean, honestly, I was like, are y'all serious? I did the urine test yesterday, and then they backed it up with the blood draw tonight after the game. That's actually my first time in my career being tested after a game. And then aside from that, they know that I'm scared of needles, so.
Man, the NBA really ruined one of Dame's proudest moments. Kinda reminds me of number 2, where Paolo Banchero got humiliated by a car company. The NBA draft was a moment Paolo waited his entire life for. So when the day finally came, he wore an outfit that had reporters getting wet just talking about it.
I mean, it's blinging. It's blinging. It's giving diamonds.
You walked in like 2 minutes ago, and you're the first draftee that walked in. I was like, already I've seen best dressed.
Custom suit. I did the purple, you know. Funny story. Obviously, I went to Duke. Both my parents went to Washington. So when I first committed to Duke,
shout out Pac-12.
A lot of people gave him trouble, for me not staying home and whatnot. So this is my I'm sorry gift to them, wearing the Washington purple.
Now a purple suit, custom chain, and some chrome shoes, I mean, that's cool and all. But when the world watched him get selected with the #1 pick, not only were fans claiming he looked like the Joker and was gonna fight Batman, Paolo's new teammates agreed.
It's giving me Joker vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
But the craziest part of anybody seeing the fit was when the car company Dodge turned Paolo's drip into a new whip. So what did Paolo have to say about all of that?
I don't even know what to say. I can't believe what just happened.
Damn, it's a sad day when you can't even dress how you want. But the saddest story I ever heard was #1. And I guarantee you never knew that Chris Paul only became a legend because the closest person to him was murdered. At one point, Chris seemed like the happiest kid in the world because of basketball and family.
I felt my granddad was my biggest fan. I'd go out to the service station to see him, and he'd just be, he's always bragging on me and my brother about how good we were, and he just made me feel different.
The very next day, November 15th, Chris was at a high school football game when a cousin told him shocking news. His grandfather had been found murdered. Still grieving days later, Chris seized on a plan to honor his grandfather in his next game by scoring 1 point for every year of his grandfather's life, all 61 of them. Chris scored 24 points in the second quarter alone.
And this is one of the times that I just felt there's no way, I don't care what kind of defense you play, who you put in front of me, there's no way you're going to stop me from getting to that goal. The whole game I was just thinking about my granddad, just thinking, he's in heaven, he's watching this game. He's watching this game. Every time somebody hits me to the floor, he's up there jumping out of his seat, getting angry.
With less than 2 minutes to go in the game, Chris had scored 59 points. Then he drove to the hoop, took a hard foul, and the shot dropped. He had his 61.
Felt like I could have just died and went to heaven right there. It felt like my purpose for being here was almost over. I walked to the free throw line. The referee gave me the ball and shot an air ball right out of bounds. And my coach took me out. I just looked at my dad and started crying.
Damn. Now I want to see Chris Paul turn video games into reality and win a championship for his grandpa. Now that would be wild. But not as wild as earthquakes destroying NBA games, deadly animals invading teams' locker rooms, or the secret toaster that won a team a championship. These are the 20 wildest moments in NBA history. And I don't know what the hell you're still doing here, man. Click it.